Have things felt a little bit crazy for you? Are you going through a hard time? Well, you're not alone, and this episode can help you to figure out how to keep going with your business and your life during a pandemic.
You're listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. Here's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Rolston.
Hello, lovely dynamic women, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast. I am Diane Rolston, your host. And today I'm going to talk about the 5 ways I kept my business and life going during the pandemic. Now, this is a piece that is from a book that's been published in the UK. I was honored to be invited to put my story in for 100 Empowered Voices, Stories of COVID-19 Lockdown, and it's volume 3. It's compiled by Carol Azams. And so you can pick up your copy, or you can hear my addition to this story in today's podcast. So if you feel like life's a bit crazy right now, and it has been since 2020, you're not alone. When the pandemic hit, I was on the other side of Canada, and I had a whole week of business scheduled. I had to cancel it all. On and on, the pandemic has continued with no in-person events, mastermind discussions, and programs. As a specialized coach of female business leaders, community and connection are crucial for my work. But COVID restrictions and lockdowns changed it all. I needed to find a new way forward. As difficult as it has been in business, in 2022, the fabric of our family was torn apart suddenly by the death of my father. I was unanchored, struggling personally with the loss, and heartbroken seeing my mother without her husband. The loss compounded as my children continued at home without the daily structure of school and friends. Life felt overwhelming. I can't lie. There were dark moments, but I knew I needed to rise and change things, not only for myself, but for my family and my business. Now, I love what I do, and it fuels me. This fuel allowed me to create strategies to help me through the pandemic-related business upheaval and create space to allow myself and my family to heal. I employed 5 strategies that allowed me to protect my mental health and stay on track, enabling me to create a new business success model. It is these 5 ways that I want to share with you today. And it's important to note that this can be used at any time. Anytime there is some struggle or obstacle or a consistent strain that is in your life, you can come back to these 5 ways, even if it's a small thing that's happening in your life. These 5 different ways will really help you to move forward and to make life easier. Number 1, change your perspective. As a coach, I know perspective is vital. Instead of feeling stuck, we can look to our point of view. And if it's not supporting, helping, or keeping us in a positive frame of mind, we can change it. COVID has created the opportunity of a perspective shift from I'm restricted, I have to stay at my home, to this one. I now have time to get caught up and enjoy my passions. To go from I can't do business like I was, it's going to be so much work, to here's an opportunity to streamline things and do less traveling so that I can be at home more. Ask yourself, what's your current view of your situation? What are some new perspectives you could have? Try them on. New perspectives shift you from being a victim of your circumstance to step into more positive energy and resourcefulness. Second, look inward. Don't look to outward things to calm yourself and to make you feel good. Instead, we need to go inward into ourselves and reflect on what we need right now. Do you need meditation, prayer, sleep, or reading? Maybe you want to spend time with yourself and your passions. Look inward to see what you need, because that's where you can feel fulfilled and recharged. Focusing on yourself will build your inner strength. I slowed down during this time. I joined Grief Share at my church. I took naps. I went on hikes. Going inward is going to develop your emotional stamina and increase your emotional and energy bandwidth. The third way is to show gratitude. Negativity doesn't serve anyone. We all know those people who complain about the weather today and something else tomorrow. All this attitude does is welcome more negativity and more stress into your life. You're doing yourself a disservice by focusing on the negatives. I faced ongoing business challenges throughout the pandemic, including my Facebook account being permanently disabled. Consequently, I lost 15 years of friendships, photos, and some of my business pages and groups. I did not let it stop me. I showed up in gratitude, sharing my firsthand experience and instructing others how to protect their Facebook profiles, groups, and pages by doing a 2-part blog series in addition to an episode on my Dynamic Women podcast. Was I ticked? Of course, but staying focused on that didn't help me to get my Facebook page back. I also lost all of my Facebook ads, and I looked at it as a chance to restart fresh and to only add back in friends and connections that add value to my life. 4, focus on systems. You might be feeling overwhelmed, talking about your problems and concentrating on the challenges that are happening in your business. You're focusing too much on what's wrong, when in fact you should be focusing on how to fix it with your systems. When we focus on what's wrong, we are not seeking to understand how to improve it. For systems, I'm referring to step-by-step processes combined to tell you how you will do something. I spent time looking at how I was running my life and business. Our family embraced positive habits and routines. I brought in 2 virtual assistants into my business and started to hone the systems and processes we used while also delegating and empowering more. We can move forward more easily when we run on consistent, repeatable actions and procedures. I've been recording episodes for the Dynamic Women podcast for almost 3 years because we're at episode 140. And so I have reviews going all the way back to the beginning, back in 2019. And I have a review from Cora Naylor. And she says, "Love it. Really enjoyed the story on episode 3 and the tips on the other episodes. Look forward to learning a lot from this podcast." Thank you so much, Cora. Much appreciated for your awesome review. And so if you haven't gone back to listen to some of the different episodes from the very beginning, I have lots of amazing interviews with dynamic women, as well as other episodes that are going to support you in your success in your life and your business. So thanks again, Cora. You'll be getting a little surprise, something in the mail from me. And if you'd like to do a review and get something in the mail, then please go ahead. Just make sure you email team@DianeRolston.com. You can send a screenshot of your review and your mailing address. And number 5, get creative. COVID has been challenging. It is hard to take the blinders off when we're feeling stress. Yet we can move forward by putting our energy into being creative. For example, perhaps you can get creative in cooking or making sales and shift the lens in approaching challenges. I got creative with the in-person Confidence Summit. I moved it to an online platform and brought in the Confidence Fast Start online course and experience box that I shipped to attendees' homes. It became a new creative experience. I knew we all needed to connect and feel part of a community. It was a huge success and expanded my coaching practice. Now I ask you, which of these 5 strategies will you implement into your life and business? Reach out to me with your story and share your response. Even if you can only pick one right now, imagine how much better your life would be. See, I could have chosen to be unmotivated and spiral down from the events of the past, but I decided on action with these strategies, and so can you. And if you need more support, some coaching to make that happen, reach out to me. Let's have a chat to see what your needs are and how I can help you to reach your goals faster. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and do a review of the podcast, sharing what you like about it and encouraging others to listen as well. Until next time, stay dynamic. Bye.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, Have more balance and more success? Head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.